You know the feeling. We've all been there. You're looking at your couch, your one's favorite spot in the whole house, and all you can see are the battle scars. The coffee spills, the kind of greasy armrests, those mystery spots you don't even want to think about, and you just sigh and think, well, that's it, it's ruined. Time to start saving for a new one. But what if that's completely wrong? What if the secret to making it look brand new is already in your house, and it costs less than $1?
Just look at these numbers. It's kind of staggering, right? On one side, you have the cost of a new couch, which, let's be honest, can easily run you $3,000. On the other side, the cost of the fix we're about to show you. Yep, $1. The big furniture companies are basically betting that you'll pay a nearly $3,000 premium just because you don't know this one simple secret. So how do we all get tricked into making this $3,000 mistake? Let's get into the psychology of why we're so quick to replace furniture that's actually, perfectly fine under all that surface gunk. It's a story as old as time. After just a couple of years of life happening on it, the fabric just looks, exhausted. The armrests get dark from the natural oils on our skin, weird shadowy spots appear where they weren't before, and an incredible 90% of us look at this and come to the same exact conclusion. It's a goner. But here it is. This is the most important question you can ask. Is the couch actually ruined? Are the springs shot? Is the frame cracked? Or is the problem literally just on the surface? Is it ruined or is it just really, really dirty? Because the answer to that question changes absolutely everything. All right, so to really defeat this enemy, we've got to understand what it is. What is a stain when you get down to the microscopic level? Well, all that grime isn't some kind of permanent dye. It's just a super thin film of stuff called organic residue. And that's just a fancy term for all the things that come from daily life. Oils from our skin, tannins from coffee or tea, proteins from food spills, you get the picture. It's all just stuff that has bonded to the surface of the fabric. And it turns out, the way to break that bond isn't some newfangled invention. It's a simple bit of chemistry that's been around for over 200 years, just hiding in plain sight. The hero of this whole story is hydrogen peroxide, or H2O2, and it's been around forever. It was discovered way back in 1818. And get this, by the late 1800s, huge textile factories were already using it to clean and bleach fabrics on an industrial scale. So this is not new technology, it's an old-school, proven workhorse. So how does it work its magic? Well, the chemistry is beautiful in its simplicity. When hydrogen peroxide touches that organic gunk, it instantly breaks down into two things, plain old water, H2O, and one extra supercharged oxygen atom. And that single little atom, that's the whole secret. See, this isn't just covering up a stain or pushing it deeper into the fabric. That little lone oxygen atom is like a microscopic wrecking ball. It goes on the attack and physically dismantles the molecules of the stain, breaking them into tiny little pieces that have no color. The stain isn't covered up, it's chemically obliterated. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. If this stuff is so cheap, simple, and effective, why on earth isn't this common knowledge? Well, as always, you just have to follow the money. Let's call it the industry's ignorance tax. The furniture market in the US is a $200 billion a year industry. That's just massive. And their whole business model depends on you replacing your furniture on a predictable schedule, usually every 7 to 10 years. And what's the number one reason we replace a couch? Not because the frame broke, but because it looks stained and old. There is zero financial incentive for them to tell you a dollar store solution exists. So then you think, okay, fine, I'll just hire a professional cleaner. You can pay them close to $200. But guess what the secret active ingredient is in their big, fancy hot water extraction machines? You got it, hydrogen peroxide. They're using the exact same chemical you can buy for $1. You're just paying for their van and for the knowledge that you now have. It really boils down to this one powerful quote. The price difference is not the machine. The price difference is your ignorance. The entire profit margin exists in that knowledge gap. Oh, but the rabbit hole goes deeper. It gets worse. You know those fabric protection plans they always try to sell you when you buy a new couch? They sound like a smart idea, right? But there's almost always a nasty little loophole hidden in the fine print. The number one reason they use to deny your claim is a clause that says they don't cover stains from gradual accumulation. But stop and think about that for a second. That's how almost every couch stain is formed. It's the slow, gradual buildup of dirt and oils over time. The plans are basically written to exclude the very thing they're supposed to protect you from. It's maddening.
Okay, enough about the problem. Let's get to the fun part, the solution. Here is your step-by-step battle plan for bringing that couch back to life for the cost of a gumball.
It's a really simple 5-step process. First, vacuum the heck out of your couch. Get all that loose dirt and crumbs out of there. Second, mix up your magic solution. Now, for just general dinginess, plain old 3% hydrogen peroxide is perfect. But for those tougher, greasy spots, you want to mix 2 parts peroxide with 1 part dish soap and a tablespoon of baking soda. Step 3, spray it on generously and just wait. For about 5 or 10 minutes, you'll see it start to fizz. That's the oxygen at work. Step 4, gently scrub the area with a soft brush or a microfiber cloth. And finally, step 5, blot it dry with a clean, dry towel. That's it. For a really, really tough stain, you might have to do it twice, but that's it.
Okay, hold on. Before you run off and start spraying everything, we have to go over a few really important rules. This is to make sure you get an amazing result and, no unwanted surprises.
Okay, listen up. These are critical. Number 1, and I can't stress this enough, always test it on a hidden spot first, like underneath a cushion or on the back, just to make sure it doesn't affect the color. Number 2, this works best on light to medium colored fabrics. Since it is a mild bleach, it can lighten very dark fabrics. 3, this is for fabric upholstery only. Do not, I repeat, do not use this on leather or fake leather. And finally, remember what this is for. It's for organic stains. It's not going to work on something like an ink stain. For that, you need rubbing alcohol, and it's not going to fix physical damage, like a tear.
So when you put it all together, you realize something pretty amazing. There are tens of millions of couches out there in America that are not ruined. The frame is good, the cushions are fine, they're just dirty. They are simply waiting for an 88-cent solution that has been sitting on a pharmacy shelf for 2 centuries.
And that kind of leaves you with one final big question, doesn't it? Now that you know the secret that was hiding right there on the pharmacy shelf, it really makes you wonder, what other expensive problems are we all dealing with that are actually just simple, cheap solutions in disguise? What else is hiding in plain sight? If you find this video helpful, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe. Help us grow this channel by sharing with your friend who might need this hack. Thank you for watching.